Okay, we are recording. All right, thank you everybody for joining us here on Children of the Sun, WSTX AM 970. We've got a very special guest today. I want to welcome him to the program, and I want to welcome all of you to the program as well. Thanks for tuning in and joining us. My special guest today is Elitom El-Amin. He was featured in Supreme Master TV and the Freedom Generation TV. He's an internationally renowned expert of prolonged fasting, living without the need for food or water. He started on the path of fasting in 2000 for health reasons, going from overweight with high blood pressure to thriving health and energy within a few months only, and needing today very little sleep or none at all. Since then, Elitom had kept growing his capacities to mastery through longer period of time without consuming food or water. He shares worldwide and daily on his social media his extraordinary knowledge and experience in the field of human photosynthesis, Qigong, and meditation. He's a Qigong and meditation master as well. He's author of the books It's Okay to Be Healthy and Human Photosynthesis 101. And he's an incredible inspiration for humans to get more and more tuned to their natural capacities and better live together in peace and harmony. And so that's what we want to do with this program, is expand people's consciousness about what is human potential, what is possible for human beings, because you are a lot more than you think you are. You can get a hold of Elitom on his webpage, which is elitomelelamin.org, ELITOMELAMIN.org. He has a Facebook page. He has a YouTube channel, Elitom El-Amin, and also Pranic Path TV with Reiki Master Shane Dean. And he is a world traveler, taking the Breatharian message and the messages of higher consciousness everywhere. And currently, Elitom, you are in India, is that right?
Oh, yes.
Cool.
And I'm loving it.
And
all right.
Are you still in Mumbai?
Yes, I'm in Mumbai right now.
Cool,
right now, they do have the quarantine going on here due to the virus, but I'm loving every bit of it because this gives me a chance to, even though this is my lifestyle anyway, it didn't affect me none, to cultivate my energy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it as like the whole world is being encouraged to go on spiritual retreat.
Oh, absolutely. To go within if you can't go out. And this is what I try to teach people about the pranic journey. It is going within. Even though people looking for all these other methods that's external, that's not what it's about. So this is a chance of anything to better your health and better your quality of energy in your life.
Yeah, and now, that's what got you started on this path, isn't it? It's like you're always talking about how this is a holistic health message.
Oh, absolutely. All right, to tell you what breatharianism is, it comes from the ancient term anidia, which means to eat very little or none at all. That's the ancient term for fasting. Now, fasting in this age we live in now, we have the much information ever on fasting and its medical benefits.
Like the internet.
A lot of it is coming out. Yes, on the internet. And we got all these types of social groups dealing with the positivity of not eating. Now, that's step number one. Now, for the average American, for instance, there's a lot of things because there's this arrogance, like they have the treasure of knowledge, but they don't know, too, that they've been in the dark on a lot of things because, say, for instance, Russia has the most information on fasting because they actually have clinics that they funded for over 60 years. And people all over the planet with chronic diseases go to that clinic, and they got many cases of people getting healed from not eating.
Just from not eating?
Yes. And Germany is number 2. You actually get stronger what you don't put into your body. Now, it trickled here in the U.S., and there's more and more doctors and there's more and more information dealing with different institutions now showing you the medical benefits of not eating. But that's just a little touch of the part. Now, even the medical industry would tell you that the best diet this is how they put it, is a starvation diet. But this is ancient. He has been there. So when you look at this new epidemic or pandemic, and that's what it is, more than the coronavirus, is obesity, being overweight. We're overflooded with foods that our ancestors did not have to deal with. So bringing this message out now, there's a need for it, but do we expect everybody to really grab and catch it right off the bat? It's going to be difficult for many due to they're stuck into a drug called food. There's so much. You can eat food all around the world and don't even need to travel around the world. This is how much is in your face. And this is actually a new experiment that's put on humanity because you never encountered this before. So when a person like me who defeated that and came up over that through transcending my energies, which is basically spirituality, learning how to detach from things, it was a path and it is a journey. And me being in an African-American community where soul food is very, very dense, hats off. I did it. And if I could do it, anybody could do it. But you must love yourself, be patient with yourself, and seek health and seek information. And don't beat up on yourself, meaning this isn't talking about put tape on your mouth and then you just wait it out. This is very, for instance, fasting is very dangerous. That's why those clinics they got over the planet, they will tell you. And a lot of people try to do these undertakings on their own, and you can really hurt yourself or go into it wrong. So you should really get educated because this is an education. Now the food freedom part comes, meditation, which has been around for thousands of years. And it's been around for thousands of years for a reason, because it does work for a practitioner who understands it and takes it seriously. Meditation is the foundation of the breath, getting used to the energy that you live in, that's in you and that's around you. And you learn how to channel that energy. See, the body is a great conductor of energy, just like these electrons that we deal with our modern day electricity. Now, all electronics that's external that we're so fascinated with, it comes from the makeup of the human being. You're the first wireless technology. Sort of like the camera basically is duplicating your eye. The car engine is duplicating your digestive system. So these different things that we're fascinated externally is coming from the science of us. Now, when we deal with modern day spirituality, due to, for it to be popular, it has went external just like everything else. But the ancient spirituality was inward. And so when you take the breatharian journey, you are actually picking up the spiritual sciences. That's what it's called. And science just being knowledge. The spirit of the cosmos. We're already connected to it. You must become aware of it and use knowledge to bring that forth. You're going to make a transformation on yourself, on your cells, on your DNA, everything else. And this isn't far-fetched what I'm saying. I'm talking with a straight face now because I'm serious. Huh?
It's scientific.
Oh, right. We're coming straight from the hip now with this. And when you deal with this knowledge, this is self-realization. A teacher can guide you to the trough to drink, but in order to really get over your belief system, you must drink from that trough. Now, humanity's belief system has went another way, so your old belief system got broken to believe in yourself. So I'm working with a group now here in India where we're taking them through a 3-day juice retreat. We have to take them on that level so they can build up their belief on that their body can do so much well just drinking juice. I mean, this is how far humanity has got their belief system broken. But it's just not being far-fetched by what you believe in your head and your body going to do it. Your body is rotating at a denser frequency, so you have to give it time to make these changes. You understand? So, and even all the organs in our body, they all got time periods on when the dead cells die off and the new ones come about. So you even have to give all the cells of your body time to break off the old ones and break off the new ones. I just told somebody today that when I started this journey, I had a mark on my leg. I didn't know what it was, but I was scared. Of course, I was overweight. But when I got on this journey over a period of time, you know, every time you take a shower or bath, you're rubbing off all those dead cells off your body. There's
Right.
new skin replacing itself. So every 30 days, your skin does replace itself. So right now, today, well, it happened a long time ago, that mark is not on my leg because my skin replaced itself. So when you get on a breatharian journey, you're taking place now into how your body's going to start regenerating itself, replenishing itself, replacing the old organs, bringing in the new, but it's going to happen with a lifestyle change. It's going to happen with a new belief system. This
And
is
it takes time to get a new belief system going. That's why this is a process and not an overnight event.
Absolutely. But you can do it.
Yes.
And there's a great documentary I'm going to tell people about, and it's The Science of Fasting. That's something that I recommend people to watch because it's backing up a lot of things I'm saying. And a lot of people come out,
what was that you want them to watch? Science of what?
The Science of Fasting.
Science of fasting.
Yes.
Is that a video on YouTube?
That will bring a lot of things up to date because even with the Pranic journey, yes, it's a documentary video. Now, also with the Pranic movement, within the last 5 years, it's been moving really, really fast. Even me, myself, not only myself, but other breatharians out there have really been speeding up the pace, pushing the message. People just myself. So this ain't going nowhere soon in lives. Not toot my own horn, but this is just the way it is. This will help people when you understand it and start working on yourself. Hands down, this is the greatest healing on the planet because your body is incredible. It is nature, and it always, like we said, regenerate itself or rejuvenate itself. See, even when you sleep, that every day time to heal itself, but we just take it for granted. So when you really start taking care of yourself on a higher level, this is a holistic health message. Now, how you become a self-sustaining entity, now we must understand foods. Now we're in the age where we understand that there's some foods that have higher energy quotient than others. Hands down, there's machinery that can test it. So
Elitom, let me interrupt here and highlight that point that you're making. All right. That this is a holistic health message that long before coronavirus, there was already a pandemic in the world of people dying from preventable diseases, which means they were dying when they didn't need to from lifestyle choices, primarily eating low foods with low energy, low frequency, dense foods. And you took yourself from being overweight and hypertension some 20 years ago to being fit, slim, and trim, and full of energy by at first making your foods less dense, like leaving the meat alone and going to the higher energy like the fruits. And then eventually you realize that the human body could live off of prana or chi without any food.
Right.
And as you've gone on that path, your energy and your health and vitality have gone even higher. And so people can follow you on that path by abandoning the heavy foods that bring about the preventable diseases like diabetes and hypertension, eat more healthy, and you're basically teaching them how to eat first so they can eventually get to the point where they're not eating at all, but it's a process.
Right, absolutely. And you said the key, the densest is meats. So right now, I'm on a campaign right now to at least to tell the world to go vegan and above. This is the time to do it. Now, as we deal with this journey, I was once overweight, like I tell a lot of people. So right there, I made a transformation. But you got to keep in mind, that is the pranic journey. Remember what we said the definition is? To eat very little or none at all. But there's people who's there, but they still don't think they're breatharian, and they are. They already broke the calorie restriction requirement. You understand? So
They're
always.
They're taking it. There are people taking in fewer calories than
Because
medical
you still have
science says they need.
Say that again?
I think what you're saying is some people are eating far fewer calories than the medical textbooks say a human being requires, but they don't think of themselves as breatharian because they're still eating.
Right. Right. And it's not about eating nothing at all. See, even if you was to go 3 or 4 months without eating, you're a breatharian. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So if you decided to go to a family get-together to eat something, we as humanity saying, look what you did, you're not a breatharian no more. And that's not what we're talking about. This is a skill that you can develop, where you got the power to pick something up and lay it down. The average person is stuck into that frequency. If you don't eat, and they suffer from it because you're stuck on that frequency.
Right.
So you can't mess with a person who has gained this skill. So we want to make that clear so people won't hurt themselves. You don't need to put tape on your mouth.
Duct tape.
You slide into this. And there's a saying that says you take steps. And then you got the right timing in your life. There's some people who got little children, and food does bring a family together. I'm sure the family don't want you sitting there not eating nothing at all the time, and you got your spouse there, your children there. You understand? You created that, so deal with your creation. At least get the family to eat healthy. See, even when I was on the path, I've been on this path for 20 years. Now my son's grown, taking care of himself. There was a time where I ate every other weekend with him when he was younger. Now, every other weekend, that's a breatharian. Listen to that. That's incredible to eat every other weekend. Do you hear me? The audience have to hear this. So you won't be beat up on people who's on this path. That's why a lot of people wouldn't come out once upon a time. I had to come out and make a clear definition of what it is and what it's not. This isn't binge eating either. You are really developing this skill. Oh my gosh, this is good. So now, meditation is his foundation, because meditation in itself, when you learn to move the energy through your body, the electricity, because you have electricity going all through your body. This isn't even no fight biology. That's why the medical field or the science field is saying you have an electromagnetic field around your body. And we got equipment and machinery that can show you that now. And everything you do every day, moment by moment, it constantly changes itself. However, the good part is it's your responsibility to take care of your electromagnetic field. Even when you come in contact with other people, there's a thing called synergy where the two fields meet. That's why you're always picking up other people's thoughts. We all have telepathy. We do it all the time. You understand? So now this stuff, now in this age now of information, is coming to the forefront. Now there's a lot you have to work on. A lot of people just focus on the food part. But your body has all the information stored in it from your ancestors. That's what gave you a body. And not only that, all your past trauma and experience is locked into your physical body. So a lot of that is going to surface itself. And you're going to have to clear the blockages that you created throughout your life to bring more energy flow through the body. This is powerful. So that's why this is the greatest healing on the planet. And the more and more you clear blockages, you understand, the more and more you'll be a self-sustaining being, because that's your true nature. And
clearing blockages, I use breath work, and I also have started using Qigong because I saw some videos of you doing Qigong, and I could see right away that was moving the energy. So then it makes it, it's boring for me just doing the same thing all the time. So I like to mix it up. And those blockages that we're using breath work or Qigong to clear, they can be from past lives, and also when you fast, what you come to realize is that a lot of your eating is for emotional reasons, to suppress stuff so that you can maintain the blockages, because part of us wants to hold on to what's comfortable.
Absolutely. And so you said a key word, from past lives. Now, people don't believe that term. That's okay. There is a thing in science called epigenetics. And that is saying that you can have a habit from your great-great-grandmother. She could have went through a trauma, and it's affecting your life right now, health-wise.
Through the cellular
It's already
memory.
proven in science. So that's what we're talking about. You're loaded with information. I got my body from my parents. So that means that they're passed on their information to me, and it goes back, back, back. So not only you're clearing your own blockages, you could be dealing with something right now that you had nothing to do about, but it came from your ancestry. Absolutely right. So now, as we clear these blockages, the breatharian message is a health message, because you are healing yourself on deep, deep levels, just like peeling an onion. So that's why I don't look to be food-free in a week and all this stuff. Keep working on yourself. And the way you can measure that you're getting more prana is you will feel like you have more energy. Your thoughts will become a lot more clearer. You will go down to your a good weight that you're comfortable with. You'll sleep less, and you will feel great. It's a feeling state. And every time you eat something that's heavier, you will feel it. Just feel yourself on how you feel after you do something and how you were feeling before. That's what it's all about, the feeling state. And as you keep coming in and out, one day, hopefully, you'll catch the memo. Let me move on and put the other thing down. Now, if you try to suppress something, it'll eventually come up, because there is foods people are attached to that they really, really love. So we're not saying give that up all together, but play a game with yourself. This is a game. You know, go without it for a week, and then have that day where you enjoy it. Your body will be looking forward to it. It will love you for it. And then get back into your cycle. Be easy on yourself. And then as time goes forth, one day you'll look at that ritual and look at it, it's not worth it no more. It don't serve me no more. And you will naturally put it down. This is what it's all about.
You can have fun with it.
Have fun with it. Absolutely. All the way. Because if you have fun with it, this is what's going to happen. You're going to stick on the path. See, because we're creatures of pleasures and habits. That's all we look for is pleasure. There's nothing wrong with that. We live in a good, friendly universe. The world is friendly, but it's a perception of thought. When you come into that perception of thought and really stick with it, it will become a reality. See, this breatharian world, my perception, everywhere I go, I'm being sustained by prana, because that's the way I think. I'm already living in a breatharian world. It don't matter if anybody else do it or not.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that as well, because we really need this positive message from you now. Everybody is freaking out over this pandemic with the coronavirus, and you have a very positive, happy outlook on life. You have what they call pronoia, believing that the paranoia is thinking things are conspiring against you. Pronoia is thinking the universe is conspiring to help you. And so I think people could really benefit from learning from you today. How can they maintain that high level vibration to see everything in the perfect heavenly world of the breatharian world like you do?
Well, it is easier said than done. Like I said, people's belief systems have been broken.
Yes.
So in order to build a new belief system and get stronger, you're going to have to take it slowly. You understand? When you try to jump from point A to point B too fast, it'll get broken even more. It's sort of like there was a psychologist one time. There was people who would come into his office, tell this big plan that's hitting them. They see it, they believe it. But when they leave the office and get back home and tell somebody else about it, as soon as the other person says something negative about it, it brings them back into their old state, and they lose the idea that they had. So when you deal with being positive again, really changing your thought process, you even have to start with that slowly. Because when you start slowly and you see the little rewards that take place, you start believing in yourself again. You start having more confidence in yourself, more confidence in the world, more confidence in the universe. And that's what it wants to happen. So this coronavirus, the fear pandemic, is a lot bigger than a virus itself.
Yes, it is.
The fear pandemic. It's in your head, but you really have to do that now. Now, what I do recommend is from people to don't watch too much of these negative news reports on it. A lot of people has listened to the conspiracy theorists and stuff. They have their points, but just look at it, observe it. You don't have to believe it. You understand? And then look at the good blessings and be grateful around you that you're alive. That's one thing you should do. That's the foundation of any belief system you take on. Start being grateful of what you have, where you at, what you're doing.
I think it's if you wanna have a good day, it's important to have an easy rule. So my rule is if I wake up and open my eyes and there's not 6 feet of dirt on top of me, it's a good day.
It's a good day. And that will grow. Grow from that gratefulness. It would do a whole lot. It is very, very good. Because right now, mine's grew into, that's why they got the full lotus. That's more than just some yoga position. It is a symbolism talking about as we expand our consciousness and open up, every day and every moment is a good day, and it's just like how it's supposed to be. See, I don't have problems in life. I have increased stimuli, but I always get through it and always go through it because I look at it and know that I took full responsibility for it and I created it. So if I created it, I also can remove it because it's just the blockages. See, keep in mind that your whole purpose for being here is just to clear blockages. The power is already here and it's already in you. You just got to clear the blockages that's surrounding it. When you clear the blockages, your true power will start coming forth. Now there's something else that's more important than that. I just told you to clear the blockages. But first you must find and identify what the blockage is.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. And once you come to do that and master it, you will become very good at guiding your life and go into your true human potential, which is peace, harmony, in a good life, in a good world, every single day, moment by moment. I'm not saying this for positive words. I'm living it.
Yes, you are. You travel all over the world delivering the breatharian message, don't you? Doing workshops and retreats.
Oh, absolutely.
And
the reason being, back in 2015, it hit me that I had this skill, but I had it for myself. But then when I talked to this one group one time, I seen how thirsty a lot of people were on, they knew that there was something in them where there was more on what they can do, or they knew food free, but the rest of the environment, the family and the thought process was keeping them down. So I realized too that I could take on that new duty on going around educating the people on this process. And no matter how many skeptics I'll have, if they come to a retreat or any conference I have, they are no longer a skeptic anymore, because a skeptic is good. That's just a person saying, yeah, try the knowledge before you get a hold of it. It should make sense. It should be user-friendly. So again, I'm not saying put tape on your mouth. Everybody deals with health. Everybody can pick up your flow. You can heal yourself. See, to heal yourself is a very, very powerful skill to accomplish. And when we say your life deals with clearing blockages, to not get sick is also very, very powerful, because that shows that you have an understanding on how things work. So this knowledge is basically favorable for anybody, no matter what age, race, creed, color. It's for everybody. Nobody owns it. This is just a thing that's now here. It's an idea that could be manifested.
Do you think that if a person were to be totally clear with no blockages, they would not require sleep?
Oh, absolutely. See, having more prana in your body, you automatically sleep less. Because the only reason why you sleep is for the brain to heal. Look how I said that. The brain to heal itself. So when people sleep more, that's due to more blockages and stuff. So that's why this is a health message. When you get healthier, just by a person going to the gym every day, what is they going to say, especially if they wasn't going before? I feel healthier. I feel like I got a lot more energy. That's the Pranic Path. We're just tweaking it, upping your game, taking it to another level. So yes, you're automatically going to sleep less. You can eradicate sleep altogether. Like for instance, I sleep about 2 hours a night now, but it all depends what I got going on. You know, if there's nothing going on and you want to just rest and relax, go ahead and do that. If there's nothing going on, we're not talking far-fetched again. Now, if I got something going on that I'm really excited about, I could go for days on end without sleeping. But if I ain't got nothing going on, I'll just set it back down. You understand? Right. So we don't want to talk far-fetched no more. There's a need for the things that you're doing. That's how we operate. If the need ain't there, ain't no use to doing it. But I do tell people this energy is so high that if you don't know what to do with yourself, you're going to go back eating again. That's why I know how to do so many things. I had a lot of time on my hands. I know how to write books. I know how to crochet. I know how to sew. I just learned how to play cricket over here in India a couple days ago. I'm always learning something. I know how to play music. I know how to do it. You know what I mean? Because you got a lot of time. And the reason why my body is in good shape, you know, dealing with the different exercises is because I got time on my hands. You got time on your hands to constantly get yourself together, to explore new things. But if you're a person that procrastinates and stuff like that, this journey can be very difficult for you in the beginning stages.
Because you'll have so much energy and you'll be going nuts looking for stuff to do, but you're not doing anything.
Right. If you're a boring person, the only thing you want to do is keep going back to eat and being in that cycle because you don't know what to do with it. See, because when you're doing something that you really like to do, you forget about eating.
Isn't that true?
That's the truth. So that's why I always motivate this energy. I know I got it. I could do all types of things, but I keep it busy in the progress of the things that I really love to do. I'm living my life.
Well, let's bring this down to earth a little bit too, because a lot of people, you know, the human energy body has the 7 major chakra centers, and a lot of people in the New Age metaphysical ascension community want to talk about opening their crown chakra, their third eye, and they completely neglect the lower 3 chakras. And you have an interesting take on the importance of doing the work on the lower 3 chakras, and thereby the upper chakras take care of themselves. So share with my audience a little bit about that.
Right. So people, and there's something in the human mind where they always want to jump for the big thing first. So they always want to jump for activating the third eye, opening the crown chakra, and they neglect the lower 3 chakras. And it's the same thing with fasting. As soon as you bring this up to them, the first thing the person want to do is the biggest thing, dry fasting, and they never fasted before, you know, whatever. But let's take this real plain down to earth. You have heat in your body, and there's a lot of heat in the hip area. Some call it the Kundalini energy, some call it sexual energy. Those are just words we're playing with. There's heat in that area, a whole lot of it. And heat, by its nature, love to rise upwards. You got heat in the house, it's going to rise up to the 2nd floor. If you got a 2-story house, all this other stuff, I could go on and on and on. Make a campfire, the heat is going upwards. So the heat in the hip area is constantly going to be raising upwards. So you want to take advantage of that. It's your job to unblock that heat, so you shall focus on the lower 3 chakras. The upper chakras will take care of themselves. When they get a bigger influx of heat coming up, that's what activates them. There's so many people that neglect the lower ones and jump to the up top ones. When I first came to India, for instance, you know, I met many gurus, you know, and it's no put down, but it was helping them because we were sharing information. But I had to point that out to them because they had this guru belly, this big belly, for not just sitting there. No, they was doing a lot of meditation, but no movement. So I got to point out to them that your chakras is closed. And there's no debate because pretty soon a sickness will come with it. When you get sick and catch a disease, that is the indication that you're further away from the source. Let me repeat. When you're sick and have a disease, that's an indication that you're further away from the source of your being. That's why this is a health message. When you get on a breatharian journey, you're going to heal yourself first. And any disease is going to get worse before it gets better. You're going to go through a healing crisis. So even though I'm telling you these good things of what will happen once you get this energy and stuff, it won't seem like that in the beginning. And don't curse me, don't curse the process. You have to heal yourself because you're the one that made yourself sick. Just expect that it's coming.
A healing crisis and also detoxification, and it can be a miserable experience, but you will get through it. And there is another side.
Absolutely. And that's what, and once your body heals itself to a good degree, it will start bringing in more energy. So again, these lower three chakras, heat, love to rise upwards. That's why all around the world, they show us these symbologies of a staff and serpents going up the staff. That's just a symbology of energy going up the spinal cord. This energy automatically would do it on its own. But one way, and the main way, is watching what you eat in your intestines. That would do a whole lot. You got heat all of your intestine area, and most sickness, illness, and disease starts in the colon. You got to start practicing some colon health.
Like taking psyllium husk or colon out.
Well, I'm not going to talk on an herbalist level at all.
Okay.
There's many ways you can get rid of that gut. Many ways. We got Google, we got YouTube.
But like you say, there's more information available now than ever before.
Right. Take your pick on which method you want to use, but that has to go to get more energy up in your body. Because I haven't met a person yet who made a transformation from losing a lot of weight. And there's many of those on YouTube and Google where people make their transformations from losing weight. And I haven't seen one that said once they lost that weight, I feel worse than I do. No, they didn't. They feel better. You understand? So there's many methods on how to get rid of that gut, and that's a process. Lose some weight, in other words, because obesity is a pandemic in your first world countries and around the world.
Yeah, more and more around the world.
Yeah, absolutely, because I see it all the time. But getting rid of that gut, that's just stored excess fat and stuff like that. You can get rid of that. You just have to stick with yourself. Now, by being user-friendly, I told a man, too, that he was overweight. And I said, okay, we was talking in February. I said, call me in August, but by August, at least lose 10 pounds and maintain it. Now, look how much time I gave him till August. He was so happy I said that. You don't got to beat up on yourself and lose all that weight in a week, in 2 weeks, in a month. Get out of that mentality. You got time. Make it fun. You understand? You'll stick with it a lot longer. He was so happy.
Consistent changes are more permanent than sudden drastic ones.
Yes, it is. Because there's many people make drastic changes. And if you make a drastic change and your whole being don't have that memo yet, you're going to go right back to your last lifestyle and it's going to be worse than before. It even happens on a pranic journey. Even on my travels, I had to even correct a lot of people who in the past went to breatharian retreats and tried to fast themselves into it. And they basically hurt themselves. They went into food disorders. And I had to go correct that. I had to show them how to run the energy, build up their belief system again. It's a shame. So many people try to do it on their own, which is okay if you really got to, because I did. But you really got to be clear what this is about. Yes, it can be dangerous. That's why this is a health message. Just seek being healthy and stop trying to seek being a breatharian.
Because your message especially it's not about starving yourself. It's
Right.
about eating prana instead of food. You're still eating. You're just your diet is different. Your source of your food energy is you're going straight direct to the source instead of getting it second or third hand.
Right. Because it's just like when people talk about eating more fruits and eating more vegetables. You tell the reason why and the energy they get. Where do they get it from? Now, we are human beings. We might as well give ourselves credit. We are very, very intelligent beings. Very, very smart. We could do all types of things. If the plant could do it, you can do it. Go get it from the sun. You can do it. You can. And a good thing about it, if you was to look on the internet, how to prepare to run a marathon, there's so many sites will come up and show you step by step. If you're, for beginners, first you start out running 1 mile. Then you start running 2 miles. Do that for a couple weeks. Then you pick it up to 3 miles, 5 miles. Then you did your first 10 miles. You see how that works? It's the same way with the pranic journey. You're going to do increments to build yourself up. You're building an energy body. You're building a gateway within yourself that's going to pull energy from the subtle forces that you can't see with the eye, but they exist. And that's what your new nutrition is going to come from. Bottom line.
Yeah, it's so true. You can and I think if people begin to leave the denser foods alone, they become better able to feel those subtler energies. And then that kind of helps your mind to learn that this is true, that these energies exist, and that helps you in your path of becoming a breatharian, where you can now start to you feed on these energies.
So that's why when I do retreats, that's my main goal. The meditation is the powerhouse. So I work with them all throughout the day as we're in the retreat, and they are actually feeling their power with their own energy. That's what it's all about every day. And when a person builds confidence in that, and that energy is everywhere you go, you got to understand where you're living in. We're living in an ocean full of energy going through us and around us. It's like a fish in an ocean is living with water all around him, but he was born into it, so he don't know it's water. But we as humans are in that same predicament. You are actually living in something, a giant aquarium. So it's time to figure it out. Right. And when we use that term energy, we can even use the word, you live in the bottom of gases. So many gases is going through us. That's why we pass gas and all this other stuff and burping. But you got oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. We could go on and on, carbon and stuff. You're breathing in all these different gases. It's the mixture of them that keep you alive. Oxygen is just a little bit in the atmosphere. You just don't live off of oxygen. Concentrated oxygen is poisonous for the body. You live in a mixture of gases to give you life.
I don't know if you know this or not. I trained with a man called Leonard Orr for a number of years, and I've heard you quote him from time to time. Did you ever meet him by any chance?
I never met him personally, but his book, The Ascension Manual, really inspired me on this path. Also, over here in India, I'm working with one of his #1 disciples. So I did a retreat last year dealing with the rebirthing and dealing with the 5 elements. And it was an honor for me to be at that retreat and actually bring the breatharian message there. But right there, I realized that my talk now is dealing with longevity / physical immortality.
Yeah, and so we've expanded people's consciousness about what's possible in terms of going without food or water and living a healthy and being healthy, being
right.
More than healthy, healthier than most more healthy than people usually are. So let's expand it some further and go into physical immortality.
Right. And this is, when you're on this path, your belief will strengthen in that, because first of all, you're going to heal yourself. You'll be like proud of yourself. You should. You did that. You're going to transform yourself. I'm 120 pounds now, and I really look good. There was a time I was 190, and I felt miserable. But I know the work that I've done on myself to get here, and I feel really good. My belief system is up. So also, when we talk about physical immortality, and my body is still changing year after year and stuff like this, it's not far-fetched. I could go as long as I want to. Death is in the mind. Now, I know people say, well, we die all the time and everything got to die. Well, nobody's arguing that, but what type of death are you talking about? You understand? Like I said, when I replaced my skin, the old skin died and I got new skin. But it's still a process. This is a lifestyle. You stay on this lifestyle, I don't even catch a cold. Why should you? What do you plan on dying from? So we're at a whole nother age now.
And I saw you talking about rebirthing, breath work, and physical immortality in Linodor on your YouTube channel. So that makes me want to remind people, let people know that you have a YouTube channel with a ton of videos on it. Just like
Right.
People can go there, and I encourage them to go to your YouTube channel and just start watching videos. Just, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of hours, and you are a master teacher, and they can learn so much from those videos that you've made. And
oh, absolutely.
And
I want people to know too. Do not think the medical or the science establishment is not in these findings. They are. The Pranic festivals, they're taking place all over the world. You can get involved in them. Start to see more. Start to meet people on the path. And there's many scientists and doctors at those festivals, not to disprove it, but they're fascinated on really bringing this forth. Because like I said about the fasting places in Russia and in Germany, they've been there for years, decades, with all this information, curing chronic diseases. So the Breatharian Path is just upping his game, taking it to another level. And also, there's equipment now.
It does seem like more and more and more people are going on this path. And now, like you say, the scientists and the medical researchers are getting interested, and they're showing up and taking measurements and trying to explain how it works. But the point is they're trying to explain how it works, not trying to explain how it couldn't be possible. They've already tried the possibility, and now they're working on figuring out, because they're scientists, so they got to figure it out.
Right. They already accepted it. So don't think at all that that's not taking place. Like I said before, the universe is user-friendly. We got to stop the government conspiracies and stuff like this. You'd be surprised how many people are willing and really willing on allowing this to happen. Now, over here in India, I just met a guy who's been on prana, food-free, for 70 years. I got a video on that on my YouTube channel. And he's 92 years old. He was looking so good, vibrant, climbing mountains. This is no exaggeration. You understand? But the good thing about it, I met the doctors who actually put him under surveillance. You understand? And this is what the doctor said. At first, he was skeptical. But when they came with the findings, he had to report what he had. This is what he saw. This is what he witnessed. You understand? So right now, this doctor want to get with me and other people to do even further tests. You understand? And this happened years ago. So people should have been ran into this. You understand? But it all depends what you're looking for. That's why I'm out here broadcasting it now. If you're listening to me, I'm pointing you to that direction, that this stuff already exists. But there's another good thing is, after this coronavirus come down here, I'm going to do tests on my own self with a big yoga university over here. And they are really excited. I'm excited too, to really come up with better curriculums for the average person. So we're making good leeway. This is, so It only pays. You just sit back and wait. It is coming right up over your horizon. And it's going to be an everyday thing soon.
And
It won't lose.
And talking about physical immortality, there are as you pointed out, there are billionaires funding research into that topic.
Right. So they don't think it's crazy at all because and I did a video on that you probably saw. They're putting great funding in physical immortality. See, people got to understand too, and I'm not pointing at nobody as being ignorant, but I do travel around the world, so I meet a lot of people in the know. And usually when I give a message to people who's more educated, you understand, and have certain finances, they are looking at me with a straight face and they agree on what I'm saying. It's usually when I get to the ranks of the people who don't get around that much, who's closed in, that they look at it as that's unbelievable and stuff like that. So that's why I'm trying to present to you the two worlds. So there is people out there, the elite, who has great fortunes. And when it comes down to messages like this, they're really trying to make it happen through other means. They're using their best technology, their best fundings to live forever. So they don't think it's crazy at all. You understand? This is awesome.
Yeah. Death is a great mistake.
This is high information. Now, right now, it's in bits and pieces, but anything you go off to study now, study the health benefits of the sun, the health benefits of connecting to the earth, the health benefits of the moon lunar energy, the health benefits of food, the health benefits of fasting. This is a whole holistic lifestyle. If you put all of that into your lifestyle and really concentrate on yourself and stay consistent, you will be a healthier, happier, more energetic human being. And then you can take it further and further till you'll be able to eat very little or none at all. That's what I've done. So you got to understand, I got time on my hands to work on myself, but it wasn't always like this. There was a time I was in a rat race, working 2 jobs, doing this, raising families. Yes, it can be very difficult at first. So don't be shocked by it. But it's not always going to stay like that. You got time. You understand? My son is grown now, and I got time to work on myself. So this is all I do. I live on energy. What else am I supposed to do? I ain't got nowhere to go, nobody to please, but to cultivate myself and maintain a high frequency energy, because that's what type of life I live.
How much of the pranic lifestyle, the breatharian lifestyle, it comes from living a calm, centered, stress-free life so that you're not mentally, emotionally agitated, and that helps you keep your frequency up, which makes it easier for you to live off of prana?
Well,
because you're always saying meditation is the foundation.
Well, look at your life. This is a perception. It's not about you running from it, because a lot of people make that mistake. The universe is so user-friendly. The situation that you're in, you have to master that situation. When you start changing your perception, you'd be surprised how people and things will change around you. You understand? So bringing down stress, you got to take the responsibility that the stress is mainly caused by you in your perception. It's easier said than done, but we're talking about working in slow steps again. And the more you start clearing that blockage within you, the external forces will start changing. You just have to take it slow. It's just like the food. It's a thought process. And then when the gateway opens up for that situation to change or for you to get out of it, then leave it and don't be fearful. Somebody leaves you, don't be crying over them. That's showing, especially if they was causing you stress. I'm just saying, this is how it really start working. Even on this coronavirus, how everybody's shut down, somebody's probably worried about their job and stuff. This is a good time, since you're not under all of that day-to-day stuff, to focus on where you're going to move your energy into now. You got to have trust in yourself that everything will be all right. And once you start learning about keeping down stress, then you'll learn to really make that happen. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because I met a lot of people on my path who have so much stress going on in their life, but yet and still they want to live on prana. And I got to tell them that's not going to mix. And again and again and again, they fail because they want two different desires. They want that stressful, the desire of what they're going for, but yet and still they want to come into the pranic journey. The pranic journey is a quiet life, and you're working for that life. It's stillness, it's silence.
But that's such a high teaching. I like that. That if you are perceiving your life situation as stressful, that's your perception. And if you begin to just change your perception of your life situation, all of a sudden conditions start to get better. People start showing up in your life that can help you go to the next step, and the outer world changes to match your new perception. And so it's about taking responsibility, not
Absolutely.
using spirituality to escape from your stressful life, but using it to take responsibility for your stressful life. And then your perception changes and conditions start to improve.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Changing yourself. Don't worry about other people. When you change yourself, you change the world.
Right, because the world is a reflection of you, of your inner consciousness.
Right.
What events do you have coming up? Can you let us know about some of your upcoming events that people might want to attend either personally or online?
Well, right now I'm in India here. So after the coronavirus kind of cooled down, we have a whole lot of retreats over here in India. So I'll be broadcasting that on my website once they all get the dates set up. But they will be continual because I'll be over here in India till June. Now, we do have an online retreat that's taking place. An online retreat. So those people who have me on social media, and if not, that'll also be on my website. We'll do online retreats if you can't travel and stuff. And those have been real successful because that gives you a chance where you don't have to leave your location, but we'll go through different guided meditations. To sign up.
Hi, Elitom, we momentarily lost our connection, but I think we're back.
All righty. And since everybody's on quarantine or lockdown, that'd be a good time for them to take advantage of the online retreat. Going through shaynadine.com. And you can register and find out more about it and contact her through the email.
That's shaynadine.com?
I'll be here till June and then Thailand. Then from there, I got different things, late August and September. And we are looking at having a retreat at Mount Shasta. And also, I love Sedona, Arizona. So we might go back to Sedona, Arizona also to do a good retreat there. The energy vortexes are very high. But those who want to know more, just keep following and we'll keep showing more and more and broadcasting our next movement.
I love Mount Shasta too. And when you go to Sedona, did you ever check out Michael Murdad at Unity of Sedona?
Oh, absolutely. And a retreat is good because it gives you a time out. The main thing it provides is people of light consciousness. Once you're under that synergy of people of light consciousness, you grow faster.
Yeah,
especially when you're in my energy field. Right. When you're in my energy field, absolutely. There's many people who tell me they don't even feel hungry when they're around me. All those feelings go and all this other stuff because you're around somebody who's carrying that energy. So we're working on many levels here. But it really pays off to at least experience some type of retreat to really get yourself together. And this online retreat we're having, if you can't move and travel right now, that'll really pay because I also teach make your life into a retreat. So the information can come to you. So we'll be doing many of those.
And that would be great for people to participate in that. And you know,
Absolutely.
you know, you can't go outside, so go within. You might be surprised what you find there. And people can go within
Absolutely.
and use this as an opportunity to do some online retreats with you.
Right. So this would be beautiful. So right now, I think we covered quite a few things for them.
All right, is there we can try to keep going. You're over in India, and I'm not sure how much longer the connection is going to be good for. Um, but I wanted to thank you for coming on. The people can go to your website, elitomelelamin.org, O-R-G. You're also on
Right.
Facebook and YouTube. I'll put the links up when I post this for the show. Did you want to say anything else before we? I don't know how much time you have. I don't know how much longer this internet to India is going to.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Plus, I don't have too much more time. I have another commitment.
Okay.
So I will say to everybody, keep up the good work. Understand this is a health message, and what it's about is taking in baby steps. Up your health for where it's at currently now, and you're already on a breatharian path right now. Everybody's a breatharian by their nature. It's just so you're coming more into your fullness as you deal with this journey.
Thank you so
All
much for
right.
that. Everyone is a breatharian by their nature. It's just a question of how far on that path you are. And so I
Right.
hope my listeners will take this to heart. My guest today has been Elitom El-Amin, meditation master, Qigong master, breatharian master of eating very little or none at all. And I want to thank everyone for joining us here on Children of the Sun. I'm your host, Ray Bratcher, and it's my pleasure meeting you, Elitom. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this chat with us from India.
All right. Thank you so much for inviting me. Love you and have a good day.
You too. Thank you.